Hello everyone, welcome to the PowerShell lab in the InfoLearn channel. So today we try to do some more practice about the PowerShell. So today I plan for something new in the PowerShell, that is output CMDLETs. So today I have planned for you guys to know about the output CMDLETs. So what are these output CMDLETs? So practically how we can give the information to on the screen or to the file somehow. So that's why CMDLETs are important to know about more about the PowerShell, to understanding how we can print our information easily actually. So let's try to do the practice. So first of all, we have to create our directory today for work here. So do you remember how we create a folder in the PowerShell? So we can use new item here, and then we can give the parameter item type, then directory, and then you can write example. This is our, I think, fourth lab. So now I have created our folder, that is lab 4. Okay, so we can do the practice in this directory there. Okay, so now today we start our fourth lab. In this fourth lab, I try to discuss about the some output CMDLETs. So very first comes here, that is the write host. Okay, so write host is very popular in the PowerShell scripting when we use to print some information. So basically it print directly on the console. Console mean to say that by default we have a output screen where you can see the output. So it don't send the data to the pipeline or some other venue. So directly it send the value on the screen or the console here. Example, after here I can write some value and it will print to the screen. Okay, you can also write a here somehow some more lines like this. So please see, after write host I can pass any value. Okay, it can be number or string, somehow it can be print on the screen very easily. And you can also try with this brackets, inverted commas actually. Okay, so there is not a problem if you want to print such a string continuously. Okay, so this is the basically write host which can help us to print our information, our data into the console. And you can also see here write host. So example here, you can write here PowerShell, and then you can give the semicolon after it. That means it is break here. Now you can start a new write host here. So now what you can write here, example here, learning. So what will happen now? So first it will print on the screen, then semicolon, it means to say it is a break, stop here, then new line will be inserted. The new line is here. After new line, you can find the new write host learning. So the final output goes PowerShell, new line, and learning. So same way you can go with more semicolons, and then you can print the information in the new line as you want. Okay, so I think it is okay. Let's try to do some more practice. Here, what we can do here, example, which I show you previously here. Okay, it can do. I can do the same task in a one line. I don't want to use semicolon or some other stuff. In that case, what I can do here, I can use this backtick here. It is a operator. Basically, it will use for some escape sequences. Okay, so here that means it is a new line. Okay, so please try to see here. It also the same output. Can you see this one? This is the new line character. So can you see you have this option? Okay, if you don't want to use, you can try this new line character embed here very easily. So automatic, it will go to the next line. Okay, so there are more execution character. Let's see here. I want to use one more example T. T mean to say tab. Now it will insert the tab. So this is the tab. This is the new line. So it will insert the new line. It will insert the tabular space. Okay, so let's try to create some database type of a file here with the practice. So example, what we want to do here. Example, you want to create a suppose student name. Okay, then after you want to put tab. Okay, after tab, there should be class. Okay, so suppose I have this two column. Let's see one more column, and then you can put a one more column marks. Okay, so see here. That means it will create a structure like a file with the three column. So, but what is the how to say space? This is not a space. This is a tab. Okay, this is actually separator. So now you can insert very easily some more stuff here. Example here. Let's see how we can do that here. Okay, and here example, what you want to do. Let's see here. It is a good idea. Okay, so what I can do, I can put it here. So you will see what will happen now. It will create a record. Example, this student name is John, and you can give the class, suppose BS or BSc here, and we can give some marks. Example 50. Can you see one row is added? So same way you can add one more student here. Okay, so here how we can add under the name. Example, here you can see rock here. This is for the only example. You can put your own friend's name as well. Okay, so suppose 40. So please have a look here. I am going to create a such type of a records of the file with the help of Write-Host. So now what you can do, you can create any record based on your information, whatever you want. So Write-Host will help us to solve such a task very easily. Okay, so this is very nice to use the Write-Host in your PowerShell terminal. And in scripting also we use to print some information with the Write-Host. Many of times we use that. Okay, so one more Write-Host will also make a good thing. Example here, Write-Host has a very good option. Example here, I want to use the foreground color. Example here, can you see here? This is the parameter. So right now I'm using this parameter in the last command here. Okay, so here I want to make the color foreground color red. Please have a look. My last line will be colored here. Okay, so you can also change the color here. Okay, so let's I want to change one more. Example, background color. What color you want to give? Example, yellow. So please see the background color will be yellow. So you can use some parameter based on your own practice and your own choices. So you have a foreground color or background color and many more parameter you can try. Okay, so I can try one more parameter here. Let's see here. So let's try to do example. You are going to print PowerShell here, and then after what you want to do one more here, PowerShell learning. Okay, so let's see, I want to use one more parameter here. Example, no new line. So what will happen now? It will eliminate the effect of new line. Can you see here? So new line is removed. Can you see? So that's why I'm using the no new line parameter. Okay, so like a foreground, background, and new line, and you can do some more practice. Let's try to do one more. uh, you can do the practice as much as you can. Example here, you can print 4, 6, and 8. So please see here right now it will actually I put knowingly the comma here. This is a separator, but when you print it will not consider as the comma. It will just make a small space here. So 2 space 4 space 4 6 and space 8. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to use some more example. I want to use separator. So after what will happens to separator, what it does for us. So look here. So basically it will add some constant string in between there. So you can check here. You can put some more spaces here. Let's see. Can you see? So it actually embedded my constant string in between the value. So why I am putting knowingly? Because these are the comma considered as a separator. So that's why separator is working right now. Okay, so it works with this comma. Okay, so then it can embed the hello word into the string. That's why separator can also be useful. And you can also try to do little bit example here. What we can do here, so example, you can put plus 2. Okay, and here equal. You will see the result. See the result. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. Okay, so it is not a actually practically mathematics things. Just I wanted to make a little bit fun to understanding the right host very well. Okay, so you can use the right host in this way very easily. Okay, guys, so I hope it can help you to understanding the right host a little bit good. Okay, so now let's try to do a little bit more output CMDLETs. So we know about the right host. Okay, example, what happens here? Hello world, just I'm going to print and it goes to the screen. Now can I send? So you know what is this operator? This is a redirection. Like a Linux operating system, we have the same. Is greater than, it's a not is greater than, it is a redirection, output redirection. So example here, test.text. You will see what happens. So hello world is printing on the console. It was true, it was the definition, but what happens in the test.text? So let's see. It will show that file is created, but does my file has this value or not? So how I can see, how I can see the file matter? Get content. Please have a look on my last some labs where I use the get content. So look here, get content is showing nothing. That means right host is not able to redirect. So this is the difference. So if I want to redirect, I have a new CMDLET, that is the output. So it works. Can you see here? Write output. So hello, and then after what happens? Okay, so now if you see get content, so hello world has been sent to the test file very easily. Okay, so in that case, write host is not good thing to use if you want to redirect, but if you want to redirect, write output is a very good output CMDLET, which can help us to redirect our values very easily. Okay, so you can try this stuff very easily. Okay, and let's see here. Output can also be used like this here. Example, name, and then after what happens here? Example, uh, T. This is again tab, and example class, and again T, and then marks. Okay, and then after redirect, and you can give the name example marks dot text. So what happens here? Output is not coming onto the screen. It goes to the file. Mostly we use this in our scripting part. That's why it is important to learn. So can you see here? I can take a one record. This is a header actually of my file, which store into the marks.txt with the help of write output. Okay, so you can use very easily. Okay, so now what you can do here, if you don't want to use this operator, we have one more option, this pipe. So you can use the pipe. I think pipe, you know very well, pipe is connecting to basically commands. Okay, and here I try to tell you new output CMDLET out file. Okay, and then after you can give the new name, example sample.txt. So now what will happen, this information will send to the pipe, and from pipe out file will get the value, and it will store into the sample.txt. You will see the result. Okay, so what is the file now? Sample.txt. Can you see here? So dear guys, so please try to understand the right output. You can use this option for redirection if you want to save the file with your own data. Okay, and other options you can use or try out file very easily to store your data. Okay, so it is also important to use. If you can use it, please try it. And here example, now what I want to do, I want to store some numbers. Example 10, then next line. Okay, 10, then next line, then 20, then again next line, 30, next line, and 40. Can you see? I can print the series very easily. Okay, but I want to send this series into out file. Example number.txt. Okay, so now output goes where? Output goes to the file. Okay, so how we can check? Get content. Please try to see. Okay, so guys, you have a couple of options. If you want to store the file with your data, you can do it very easily. So it was the out file. And there is one more example here. There is a one more, I think there is one more grid. At the grid view, I can also try to use the grid view. Okay, so what will happen when you click here, it will create a new dialog box where you can see the result in a grid manner. Example, where you can filter some information as per your choice very easily. Okay, so it will make a very helpful for visualization. So it will give you the graphical interface actually, right? So example here, I want to use one system CMDLET, that is a get services. It will tell you about the system services which is running or stopped. Okay, example taskbar, actually you can see just like a taskbar where you can see which services are working or not. So if I want to see this services as a grid view, out, I think grid, yes, out hyphen grid view. Okay, so now it will create a dialog box graphical interface, so it can help you to know about then basically it open a graphical windows uh, which support the GUI system. Okay, so you can try this grid view as well. Okay, then after example here, right now I want to use one more. There is one more, you can also, because it is a very good example to get this, so that's why I'm taking it. So I can also use a outhost. So outhost basically the same way which send to the screen or the your by default console. Okay, so output also goes here. Practically you can see here by default it is there, but I can also use a outhost forcefully. So it will also send to the console actually, right? So outhost can also help you. Similarly, if you don't want to show your output, you can use the out-null. Out-null basically discard or eliminate your information and will not prove anything. It will give you the blank, right? So that is the out-null. Similarly, there is one more you can try. out printer. That means it will send you your by default printer attached, and this information go to the printer and it will print for you. Okay, and you can take a output on the any page in the printer. Okay, so these are the basically important output statements which you can use in the PowerShell, and it can help you. Okay, and now let's try to use a little bit more. So next I wanted to discuss about here some example write warning. Basically it belongs to some information messages. So you want to print some message for the user. Basically I use for in the scripting many times, so that's why it is important to use. So write warning can help us to display your information for the user actually. So example, your input is missing somehow. Can you see here? So you will see, you can see such a yellow color type of a output here. So this is the write warning. Okay, so let's see. We have one more important. There is a out string. So there is one more important output CMDLET, that is the out string. Okay, and how we can use the out string. So first of all, we see get number. So we have a file get number. So what I want to do, I want to use out string. So basically it convert the output of a command into the single string or the array of the string. Okay, that's why out string we can use it easily. Okay, so let's try to use it. So first of all, I create a variable example object. I'm knowingly giving the name to understand this is the object here. So example object here, get content number file. So I created a one variable ob. It's actually the object. So I'm reading the file and storing into that variable. Okay, so if I call the object here, you will see it will print the value. Okay, so now what will happen here? Now what I want to use, I want to use one more variable, that is str. Okay, and here you will see what I will use. I will use the out string. Okay, so now out string will help us to create a string variable practically. So it will change all the data into the string, whatever in the file here. Okay, so now you will see str. Can you see here right now? So here previously my simple object variable is printing the same, and similarly here my new string variable is also printing the same value. Now we have to understand the difference here. So first of all, I want to show the difference here. You can use and you can call any method here. You want to see the data type, so see here get type here. Okay, get type is good here. Okay, and then see it will give you the message object. So that means first if you're reading the file in a variable, it will type of the object. Okay, so base type will be the system array. That means practically it is showing that if you are directly use that, it show it is an array of a string. Okay, this is the array of the string actually. And what about str? In the case of str, it will be clarified to you. Please have a look. This is the string, but the base type is system.object. Previously base type system.array, and here system.object. So now this is a string and this is the simply object here. Okay, so this is basically the difference. And if you want to go a little bit more into the detail, I want to just print here. Example here, you can print name. Okay, C. Okay, and what about the str? Look here. So previously it was object and it is now the string. Okay, and if you want to see a little bit more and how you can see, if you want to use object and example, you can technically see here 0. This this is actually indexing because it is the array. So look here, it will give me the value 10. If I give 1, next number will come. So you can also check in the file. What was the file number? Okay. And if you put here, if you call the variable, it is the same. So try to understand, it is the array of array actually. But in case of str, what will be there? 1, because it is a string array of characters actually. Okay. So now 1. Okay. So please see 1 separately, then next 0, then 2 and 0. So this is actually character by character storing the results. So I hope you understand, this was actually the real object here. Okay, and where it can show as a, you can see here, when I use it, show the whole line here. Okay, but here it is showing not a line, one character by character, 1 2. If you go a little bit more, look here. Okay, and here 4, look here. Okay, so it will show the character position actually. Okay, so this is basically the difference between uh, actually string and array. And also you can see this is we can achieve with the help of uh, out string. Okay, so you can try such a output CMDLET very easily. Okay, now let's see one more. There is one more here come into the PowerShell, that is the verbose preference. So what is the verbose preference? So you will see here the result. Basically, it is related to the outputs CMDLET, because first of all, I'm telling you, because this is actually looks like a variable. Which variable? System variable. Okay, so previously we created, okay, this one. So this was like not a system variable because we created, but right now I want to show you this is into the system. Okay, that is a verbose preference. So it is called the automatic preference type of a variable that basically control certain type of a messages which are displayed or hidden or specifically whatever. So here this specific variable belongs to, or you can see control the Write-Verbose. Okay, which Write-Verbose. So after Write-Verbose, what you want to do here, example, uh, look here. So now you see it doesn't print anything. Okay, so because you see the by default value of this variable is silent continuously. Continue, that means you have to set the value. So how we can set the value of the variable in the PowerShell? Example, there are specific values. Okay, example silent continuously, and here you can write continue. Now I set the new value here. Now you can see here continue. Okay, now it is continue. Now it can take it should print our variable value. Can you see here? It will print the statement Write-Verbose. Now I'm able to print very easily. Okay, so you have to set the value first. By default value is the silent continue. Okay, so you can also try to set a value. Example here, one more value is there. Example here, inquire. Okay, so you will see here what will happen here. It will just you will see some type of a such messages continued. So this is like an inquiry. So please see, if you want to do inquiry, you can do yes here. So it can show such a messages. Okay, it depends, because this is a system type of a variable. That's why you need to understand. Okay, so that's why it is important to know about thing. And there are more examples. Stop, you can also try stop will give you the error. Okay, so it will help us to know more about the output statement. So verbose preference belongs to Write-Verbose. Okay, okay, here I think it is okay. Now next there is same like a verbose preference, we have a debug debug preference. Look here, same it comes here. So debug preference is also the system variable, and which is helping or controls, you can say, the new type of a output statement, that is the Write-Debug. And here we have debugged our code. Okay, so look here, output is not coming. Why? Because it is silent continue. Okay, so here you want to change the variable value. What value? Because there are specifically some values, silent continue, continue, inquire, something like that. So you have to set first, not cross check. Okay, now you see your debug message should be printed. Okay, so we will use the same such a concept in the script when the time will come. So it will help us to know more about our output statements. Okay, so by default it will keeps silent actually, so we have to make it continuously. Then we can use such a output CMDLET very easily. Okay, so guys, I think it is enough for the today, and I think I covered a important CMDLET. So we started from the write host, then we discuss about the write output, then I discuss with the out file and out grid view, out host, out null, and out printer, and write warning, write uh, error, and then we discuss about the out string, and we see some practicing as well, and some variable based of a text message text output statements, write debug, and write verbose, that is important. So guys, I think it is enough, and please try to do the good practicing. Hopefully we do some more practice in my next lab with some new topic, and please try to do the good practicing. Okay, and thank you very much. See you in my next lab. Thank you. Bye bye.